both clubs have recovered from poor starts to be very much in contention for the end of season playoffs. Let's take a final check on the way the two teams will line up. Phelps is the Wigan fullback. Then they go Roberts, Gleeson, Carmont and Richards. Tompkins, that's Sam Tompkins, is alongside Lulawai. The forwards, Coley, Riddell, Prescott, Joel Tompkins, Hansen and O'Loughlin, who's the captain. And on the bench, it's Fielden, Paliasina, Mossop and Flanagan. And the coach is Brian Noble. For Warrington, Mathers is the fullback. Then it's Riley, Johnson, Anderson and Kevin Penny returns from his loan spell with Widnes, Bridge and Breers. Forwards, Morley, who's the skipper, Monaghan and Cooper, Louis Anderson, Westwood and Mitchell. And the bench, it's Rauhihi, Steve Pickersgill, who's also come back from Widnes, Blythe and young Tyrone McCarthy at 21. He's on his debut tonight in the Super League for coach Tony Smith. Well, the Warrington Wolves, they didn't get their first win in Super League until round 6 at home against Hull Kingston Rovers. But just look at them now, a first cup final for 19 years in a couple of weeks' time. But Tony Smith says there will be no let-off as they pursue a place in the playoffs and ultimately a place in the grand final at Old Trafford. And the Warrington supporters, I don't think they're holding out too much hope tonight, but many of them that I've spoken to this week say that they're turning up this evening just to sing and sing and sing. Wigan, broken hearts and battered bodies, they've had to be mended this week following the defeat last Saturday against Warrington. Now though, they go for revenge. They lost their first 3 in Super League. They won the first match at Harlequins on February the 28th. And Brian Noble, their coach, is aiming for the 200th coaching victory of his career. It has eluded them for the best part of 2 weeks. Match referee is Richard Silverwood. The pitch, as you would expect here at the newly named DW Stadium, is in perfect condition. After all, the Premier League kicks off on Sky Sports tomorrow, and the Wigan Athletic team will be trotting along on this pitch in the months to come. But now it's the Super League, and Chris Bridge gets us underway. The kick-off out to the far side, and Joel Tompkins will run it back. And Steve-O, will it be repeat or will it be revenge?
I think you'll tell that within the first 10 minutes. It's a matter of whether Warrington really want to muscle up like they did last weekend. If they can do that, they know that they've got the power out there, but they've also got the guile as well. Michael Monaghan was absolutely superb, and his half-back partner, Lee Breers. We mentioned before the kick-off that Breers continued to kick towards Amos Roberts. I think they'll just have a repeat of that. Wigan, of course, they've got to look to some of their biggest stars to really stand up tonight, especially Martin Gleeson and Thomas Lulawai, who I felt were missing on the semi-final.
Kick from Sam Tompkins is collected by Chris Riley. He spent about 8 minutes absolutely flat out at Widnes last weekend, but he is fit enough to take his place in the starting lineup here tonight. Richard Mathers, the fullback for Warrington, who began the season here at the Wigan Warriors, the former Wigan fullback. He moved in the Martin Gleeson deal, of course. This is Louis Anderson, and he's harassed to the ground by Roberts and Tompkins.
That's a knock-on.
It's a knock-on.
Well, not the best start. They really needed some vim and vigour to go into this game. Was it helped along by Sam Tompkins? Either way, Wigan will not be complaining about that. It's all about mental strength, about this Warrington outfit. Will they have their minds on the capital city? But really, they should have their minds, and I'm sure their coach will, Tony Smith, on Old Trafford. That's the big one. That's what they're all after.
Smile on the face of Richard Silverwood. He had a word with the Warrington 6 there. This now is Sean O'Loughlin, the Wigan captain. He missed 4, but he played last weekend. Ball went backwards, picked up by Thomas Lulawai, eludes 1, gets it wide to Pat Richards. Richards, he's got Kevin Penny in pursuit, then he did enough to stop him. Lee Breer's got a bang in the mouth and walks away from the action, holding the nose. This is Lulawai, here is Andy Coley. Coley will drive it forward.
Pretty good work by Thomas Lulawai. There's the problem with Breers.
Tompkins.
Let's hope it's not serious. It looks that he's holding that nose there. Could it be broken?
This is Gleeson. Gleeson goes down. Well, he's carrying on, Lee Breers. He's defending their way away from the action at the moment. And Tompkins brings it back in centre field. This now is Paul Prescott, who is wrestled to the ground on tackle number 4. Quick play the ball, and here is O'Loughlin. This is Lulawai. Oh, and it was an interception attempt by Kevin Penny. It's play on, it's 6 to go, and Richards, he'll go down on the 0 tackle, and Wigan are attacking the line. They're 4 metres shy. Karma, a big dummy, and he went for glory on his own. Breers, though, was there, and so too was Westwood to hold him dead in his tracks. Richards, the dummy half, gets the ball untidily, really, to Lulawai.
I think that was touched by Breers. I think you got a hand to it.
This is Cameron Phelps, goes inside Ben Cooper's attempted tackle, can't get past the next 3 in.
No, it's pushing back, Cameron.
Now, Riddell, and he finds Harrison Hansen, who gives it to Tompkins. It goes wide into ground again to Gleeson. Gleeson then outside to Amos Roberts, and Roberts is halted by Louis Anderson, and then he gets the ball away to Joel Tompkins. Tompkins straightens it up, immense pressure on this Warrington line.
They're struggling to get a good liner for the Wolves. They've got to get themselves sorted out.
Andy Coley, and he's hauled down, and the ball is lost forward.
Great work by Richie Mathers. The fullback took him on ball and all. He's such a big man, he's Andy Coley, but watch the strength here of Mathers. Come to daddy, and then he loses control. That'll please Tony Smith, the Warrington coach. They really have bustled up on that occasion.
When you look for changes in the side, see one automatically there, Eddie. Warrington players celebrated that as if they'd scored one. You know, the winger Penny and Breers, they ran around, they backslapped the players. Such a monumental effort to defend their own goal line against the pump-up Wigan side.
It's now with Adrian Morley, the Warrington skipper, who plays the ball to Monaghan. He will find young Cooper, Mike Cooper, his first start for Warrington. 32 substitute appearances previously. That's a good ball wide, and on the break it's Louis Anderson. He's got support both ways. He gives it in field, and this now is brother Vinny who gets it away, but forward to Paul Johnson. Warrington blow the opportunity.
Certainly does. The Anderson brothers really should have made more of that, and you can see Johnson was just a touch in front. Beautiful break though. Super stuff. Louis Anderson first, then his brother Vinny Anderson got straight through it. Lovely long ball out wide, and again they caught them just off the fringe of the play. The ball, that first receiver, and Johnson just a touch in front.
Congratulations to Richard Silverwood, managing to keep up with the play, right in line to make the decision.
Well, the other thing about that was Wigan's ability to keep up with the play, Eddie. You know, they're a faster side this year. Sam Tompkins was the one who got back, who made the crucial tackle, but several other red and white shirts were around that picture frame, making it difficult for Warrington to score.
Riddell over halfway for Wigan, gives it to Coley. He's surrounded by 3. The ball went backwards. Oh, and that was a fumble. Referee wipes the tackle count down because he says there was a Warrington hand in there. I think that was the call from the touch judge on this near side. That's a knock on by Thomas Lulawai.
It's a shocking pass. You can't blame the number 7, Thomas Lulawai, on that occasion. Well, for an experienced player like Mark Riddell, has been around long enough to realise that was one shocking pass from the play the ball area.
Well, you've got to admire the Warrington Wolves, because I thought they showed great composure under pressure early on, and then they really have put Wigan under some pressure themselves, and their enthusiasm levels are very, very high indeed. So good on them, and a great start by the Wolves.
This is Paul Johnson, who is in possession. Paul Johnson, sub last week, his 50th appearance for Warrington. Formerly with Wigan, Johnson, he made his debut for them a long, long time ago. Matt King, Mickey Hyam, a number of injuries in the Warrington camp. This, meanwhile, is Mike Cooper, and Monaghan again, the dummy half for Warrington. Here Morley, now it's with Breers. Fires a pass that is all along the ground to Kevin Penny. They've lost momentum here, Warrington. And Penny doesn't make much forward gain there. Tackled on halfway. Ben Westwood will come down the short side. Oof, that was a big hit. I think it was Harrison Hansen who got the shoulder in. Breers dribbles the kick along the ground. Good kick too, and Phelps allows it to go beyond him. Good chase from Warrington.
Mighty one there. Well, Louis
Anderson's arm.
Anderson, he should have been penalised for that. There was a real high shot. Just wiped away by, and they stole the ball.
Warrington back in possession. Look where they are, so close to the Wigan try line. Here is Morley, he's lost it. First tackle.
Good impact there by Sean O'Loughlin. Just got a bit overexcited there. Well, a golden opportunity just thrown away by the Wolves.
7 3/4 minutes, first penalty of this match.
There you see Breers, that was quick work, and then the next play the ball, O'Loughlin gets the shoulder into the ball-carrying arm.
And then Penny all over the top of the grounded player, and Wigan have the penalty.
Well, I know we've only got just over 8 minutes into this game, but I get the impression that Wigan, they're just going to try to throw everything with the kitchen sink at this Warrington outfit, try to slough them there, but not with the defence like that.
Westwood, so quick into the tackle there, and Paul Prescott felt it. News of Lee Breers, Bill.
Yes, Eddie, he's still out there, and he keeps getting a visit from the Warrington physio, and keeps coming up back with a thumb up, but there's obviously a problem that he got with that bang early on, right in the face. I think he's got a cut in the mouth, and it hasn't stopped him being fully involved in Warrington's performance. And Wigan obviously dishing it out to the 6 and 7 for the Wolves, because Michael Monaghan's been on the receiving end as well, and has needed a bit of treatment. So there's maybe a bit of score settling going on out there.
Yes, you never know, there might be just a little bit of spite in the match.
Well, Brian Noble realised that those two players instrumental in making sure that Warrington did win last weekend. Monaghan, especially from the dummy half position, he controlled it, and the kicking from Breers was nothing short of outstanding. They have to slow them down, they have to stop them. He knows that, Brian Noble.
There's Monaghan. Here now is Morley again. Outstanding last week, 70th Warrington appearance on the ground, where he made his debut for them, February 2007, and he came away, of course, that night with a fractured cheekbone. You'll be hoping that that particular piece of history doesn't repeat itself. Good run here now from Pat Richards. And Richards flat out.
Well, it looked a little bit high from Mike Cooper. I couldn't see from that blind side, but the left arm was swinging. Oh, it's a shocking pass again. Brian Noble's got to get the message out there and say, hey, come on, stop panicking. You haven't got to score, and this is the incident. Oh, Cooper connected.
No way through for Amos Roberts. Good defence on show here from both sides so far. Luluai, little jink in the drop of the shoulder, wants to play the ball quickly. Does so eventually to Riddell. Up goes the high kick from Sam Tompkins. Richie Mathers is retreating. Richie Mathers was nowhere near that. He got a fingertip to it though. Oh, he didn't, says the referee.
I think it just went away at the vital moment. Not the best position, is mile off.
Missed it by a mile. Oh, Warrington have gone for a long kick from the restart. Lee Breers. Brilliant thinking from Lee Breers.
Well, it's great thinking, Eddie, but was he actually between the posts when he kicked that ball, or was he to the side of the post? Perhaps there the restart was illegal, but he's got away with it.
There needs to be a white mark to indicate to the referee, the players and everybody watching this game where the centre of the 20-metre line is.
Yeah,
well, all he's got to do is look around and see if he's got the post there. They've got him at either end.
Yeah, but it's certainly not in the towards the centre of that line at all there, Lee Breers. And
he started in the middle and he drifted way out, didn't he?
Go. Make sure you get your
well,
hand out,
this
Joe.
now is a great chance for Warrington. They can either take the short tap or they can kick long at the restart on the 20-metre mark. And Lee Breers very quick thinking there, even though perhaps he was stood in the wrong place.
Go.
Monaghan runs at them again. This is Morley. Now then, this is Breers. Breers flicks the pass up to Westwood. Westwood is 3 metres away. Oh, did he drop that? He dabs the kick to the in-goal area, and I think Bridge has got a hand to this. Or did Carmont get it down? It's a chance here for Warrington's first try, and there'll be some controversy about all of this, because if it is given, they'll go back to the Lee Breers restart. They will then go back to a possible knock-on that Sean O'Loughlin is talking about here. Well, there's certainly nothing wrong with the onside.
He's onside there. He's put the ball through. It's a beautiful kick by Michael Monaghan. He gets there, don't worry. Chris Bridge is there, but will they go back? They'll just confirm that he's got a hand to it first. Has he got it there? That's a try, Bridge. Now then, how far can they go back?
Well, they can only go back to the immediate play the ball before that incident.
Well,
and
this is try then.
I'm convinced there was a knock-on in the play the ball. I'm convinced there was. Maybe my eyes deceived me at my grand old age, but perhaps there was I don't think they're even going to check it.
It's going to be TRY time this time. This will really irritate.
It's a try. Oh. It's a try for Warrington, but I'm convinced there was a knock-on in the play the ball leading up to that kick through. They couldn't go back to the Lee Breers incident. That's done and dusted. They can't go back to that, but they could have had a look at the play the ball.
Well, let's see whether Westwood did lose control. It was certainly flipped out. It was flipped out, but was it stolen? Now, did he go backwards or forwards? Oh, there's everything. This is the incident where John Keir, the eagle eye of John Keir, picked it out. He took at least 7 metres to one side. Illegal, okay, pedantic. Is this pedantic? That is a knock-on. That is a knock-on. This should never, ever have been given. Steve Ganson is the video referee tonight.
Well, if you want to be really pedantic, the rules say that you can drop or place the ball, Eddie, before you play it. So that's what the rule book says. I know we all know that's not the case, but the rules say drop or place the ball before playing it back to a teammate.
Bridges hit the post with the conversion attempt. It's 4-0 to Warrington. You're right, Phil, but they can't drop it and then place it on the ball on the ground with their hand. They drop it and they play it back with their foot. You're spot on with what you're saying, but that was a knock-on. That wasn't. That went backwards from Riley.
The thing is, though, was it reefed away out of Westwood's hands? I think that there was a Wigan player. I think he got his hand in there, but it virtually hit the ground before he got a hand to it, didn't he, Westwood? And then it hit the ground. Oh. And now it's going back to us.
I'm just being informed that the referee cannot go back and check the play the ball. He can only go back and check anything once the ball has cleared the ruck.
Well, it hadn't cleared the ruck.
Well, that's why they couldn't go back. That's why they can't go back to the play the ball.
Well, Wigan have certainly got to do one thing, Eddie, and that's just tying up their discipline. They can't let themselves get embroiled in all this. They've just got to be very clinical and very disciplined and play what's in front of them right here and now.
Well, in all the schmozzle, it's almost been forgotten, so I'll tell you that Chris Bridge has now passed 400 points for the Warrington Wolves now. And Warrington have the lead, but Wigan have the ball from the knock-on by them. And it's young Lee Mitchell who is being given a little pat on the back by Lee Breers.
Isn't it amazing? You know, at the start of this season, Warrington, sometimes the heads would go down. If someone had knocked the ball on, they'd be arguing amongst themselves. Not anymore. They're tapping each other. The team spirit is tremendous at the moment by the Wolves. But I'm with you, Eddie. There are times when we've got to start looking at some of these rules and regulations. That was pathetic that try was allowed.
Well, it was a blatant knock-on, but we move on, as they say. And Warrington are leading by 4 points to 0. It's not the video referee's fault. Let's just get that absolutely spot on, even though it is Steve Ganson. 15 minutes gone. Warrington ahead 4-0. Riddell is the dummy half. It's Luluai. Now Coley. Coley going to ground and losing the ball. It's an error-ridden game so far. He won't be happy, Brian Noble.
No, he'll be frustrated. And as I say, it was good defence there. And again, and after they've done this tackle, you want to see all the Warrington players. They run around each other, they hug each other. It's a love-a-thon.
Well, Phil, you spoke before the game about interchanges. What about with Andy Coley? He's not had the best 15 minutes, has he? So would it be a time to replace him now, or would you try to let him play through this?
Well, I think he's consistently for the last 8 weeks been Wigan's best front row, and I'd leave him on the field. But that last passage of play was done almost at walking speed, and I think ultimately it's why Warrington ended up harassing him so well in defence and forcing the error. I'd leave him out there for a bit longer.
There's been 10 handling errors in the match. Warrington have made 6, Wigan have made 4. We've only been playing 16 minutes. There's been far too many handling errors for coach's comfort, I venture to suggest. This is Louis Anderson.
Well, I think
last tackle, he says. Richard Silverwood.
I think both sides are just panicking a little bit, but you'd have to give Warrington the edge at the moment because their kick and chase game has been quite good.
Move, Richie! Go!
Pat Richards will play the ball here. Cameron Phelps, no way through. Some pretty resolute Warrington defence.
Square, Richie!
Not standing square, Warrington.
Good play by George Carmont there. He knew exactly. And he also heard the official, Richard Silverwood. Get back, get back. Carmont said, I'll go and make sure they get there before he does get back. Watch this. This is excellent play. Experience. Bang. We'll take the penalty. Good stop. Picked out Mathers superbly.
So Wigan will restart midway inside the Warrington half with Tompkins, who gives it to Paul Prescott. He's harassed by Morley. He's finished off by Lee Mitchell. Riddell waits at dummy half, gives it to Tompkins. Tompkins then short ball. Another penalty here goes against Warrington for the flop, this time on Joel Tompkins.
On the bench from Vinnie Anderson. He's been around long enough to realise that. He was very, very slow straight into it.
Fielden is on and Palliasina on for Wigan. Brian Noble has made the change. Here is Fielden, first touch.
Move!
And there is Palliasina waiting to be involved, and he is now. And Morley picks him up.
That's a way to stop him, straight for the legs.
Riddell, Luluai. Here is Phelps. Wide it goes to Richards. They won't stop him. Richards is over. He's not going to give it yet, though. He's handing this one upstairs to Steve Ganson. I think he got a little nod from the touch judge that there might have been a juggle in the grounding of the ball.
I think he gets it down okay. No, that's fine. He's in full control. This will be tried. Well, quick hands straight across the three-quarter line. Enabled the big winger to get over. Here's confirmation.
Try is given to Pat Richards, whose scoring prowess gathers pace now that he has gone past the 1,000-point mark for this club. The first Australian to do so. As a point of interest, there have been 6 Englishmen, 5 Welshmen, a couple of Kiwis, a South African and a Scotsman who have managed 1,000 points. And you'll get a glass of champagne off Steve-O if you can mention them all.
Sure will. Beautiful play. Utilisation of the dummy runner was quite superb. See how the centre came in on the angle. Just enough hesitation. Here comes, see how the dummy runner came in. Winger went straight away from it. Nothing that Breers could do with a big fella.
So Pat Richards try, and Pat Richards now to try and add the extras and nudge Wigan into the lead. Outstanding kicker of the ball, this fellow. But not on this occasion. Just pulls it the wrong side of the post. 4 apiece.
It's such an effective move and it's so simple. Look how the dummy runner comes in on the angle. Hesitation. Penny really just didn't come away from the whitewash. It allowed Richards to step off the left. It's all square.
Tony Smith on the left, James Lowes on the right. James Lowes, who of course had to swallow a very bitter pill early in the piece when he was relieved of the coaching duties and Tony Smith was brought in. But the formula has worked. There is no question about that now. Did Palliasina lose that? Here is Cameron Phelps. Westwood gets to him. Castleford are ahead at the home of the champions, 6-4. Here it's all square, 4 apiece as Harrison Hansen tries to take it straight through Monaghan, but with Bridge Hansen is brought to ground. Riddell, Fielden. Must say, seeing Fielden in the feature that Phil gave us before the match in that game against West Tigers for Bradford Bulls, he was running through everything, wasn't he? Here's Amos Roberts, who is quick. Mathers deals with the threat.
Beautiful play by Martin Gleeson. Twinkle toes, got the overlap at the end.
Crossfield kick from Tompkins, straight into the arms of Kevin Penny. They saw the threat, George Carmont did.
Good job they did as well, there was no one at home. Wasn't a bad kick either.
He worked very well off the ball, Penny, to get position to cover for Mathers at fullback, Eddie, but also make sure that his right flank was also covered. I thought that was excellent work from him there on the previous play as well.
He has rebuilt his confidence, hasn't he, at Widnes? He had 11 games for them and he scored 11 tries, Kevin Penny, and he has been recalled obviously because Brian Carney and Chris Hicks are both out injured. 40-20 attempt here, great kick, wonderful kick. Monaghan.
He's on fire, isn't he? Michael
Tremendous
Monaghan.
kick this.
Yeah. And when you've got two wonderful kickers in your side, you've got to feel confident of it. Lee Breers, Michael Monaghan, when they can come up with something like that, little wonder that the Wolves outfit, they are really buzzing.
Interestingly here now, with just 4 rounds to go, that's the first 40-20 that Warrington have kicked this season. Can they convert it into a try? Easier said than done.
But Monaghan, he's wearing 7 on his back, but he's doing what he did in the NRL, isn't he? He's playing at dummy half.
He's a quality player, world class when he puts his mind to it. And let's face it, he went through a very, very poor period. And it looked at one point where he was thinking that he wanted to go back home to Australia. He doesn't want to go now, and that's a great offload.
It is from Rahihi to Vinnie Anderson. He dumps the ball down to the ground, and Bridge does well to retain possession for Warrington. There is Monaghan. Bridge will play the ball to him. And Bridge just flicks the pass up almost nonchalantly to Louis Anderson. Louis Anderson still going, Louis Anderson! Just short of the line. He nearly pinched one then. Cameron Phelps is all over him.
I don't think Wigan realised that he was going forward.
Monaghan to Breers. Breers delaying the pass, he gives it to Mathers. Mathers, oh, it was touched in flight by Pat Richards, and vitally too.
Big gamble by Richards. Just got his fingertips to this, because this was try time. And he knew it too.
He's done well there, hasn't he? He's covered the centre, and then also negated any threat from the winger by that long paw that he threw out.
Yes, he's pretty potent in attack, and he was very good in defence then. But Warrington with another set of 6 from this scrum. Here is Vinnie Anderson taking on Sean O'Loughlin and co. On the first tackle, Warrington are in the shadow of the Wigan posts. Monaghan. Short ball from him, and I'm afraid too short, because it was a knock-on by Matty Blythe.
Richard Silverwood, no advantage. Blythe perhaps didn't realise that he should have been running onto it. Give the impression, didn't he, Michael Monaghan, that he was going to do a run around.
Yeah, I think he tried to tell a lie there with his eyes, but I think the person who fell for it hook, line and sinker was Matty Blythe.
Wigan survive then at 40-20, and the scrum that resulted from the knock-on by Pat Richards, that did actually save the try, of course. Here is Luluwai for the Wigan Warriors. The try last week was his 30th for Wigan. Paliasina. Great offload. Carmont. Great offload. Riddell. Phelps with space ahead of him. Oh, and he slipped under the challenge from Mathers. O'Loughlin. Wigan wanting to get on with it quickly. O'Loughlin down the line looking for Roberts. It's a great kick. Roberts, if it bounces, and it does, will score. Wonderful kick down the line, and no need to put that one upstairs to Steve Ganson. That was inventive play from Wigan. Chip over the top, and Roberts read the script. He's quick, this fellow. He comes up with the errors at sometimes. He's made the most clean breaks for them, 18, but he's also made the most errors in 2009. But what a speedster, and what a try here.
Wonderful play by the Warrington skipper Sean O'Loughlin, but put a lot of praise to the fact that it all started by Palliacina's offload way downfield that got Wigan into this position. And you can see there that Riley just didn't realise the kick over the top. He didn't drop back, but look, this is where it all started. Let's keep it alive, fellas. Carmont did exactly the same thing. And when Riddell kept it a move, out comes the skipper. He could see Riley out of position. Roberts, he gets the bounce. Fantastic stuff.
Yes, great try from Wigan. They hit the front for the first time then. Trail 4-0. Now it's 8-4 Wigan. Kick to come here from Pat Richards. 65 goals from Pat Richards this year. Remember, he missed with his first one. This from the other side of the field. And he's kicked this one. 66 for Richards. Clickety-click. 10-4 to Wigan.
There you can see how Riley is off balance. He really can't understand what's happening there. But Mr. Roberts does. He knows exactly. Superb place kick. Well, he got peppered last weekend. Lee Breers really spotted him throughout the game. They failed to do that so far. We haven't seen a high bomb to test Amos Roberts as yet. But I think Tony Smith might be sending out the message.
Well, we talk about skills, don't we? We talk about tactics, but Sean O'Loughlin's game awareness there was absolutely first class. He noticed that Mathers had been involved in the tackle on Cameron Phelps. No fallback, and beautiful skill executed there for Roberts to score. Absolutely sensational play from O'Loughlin.
Well, it's an incorrect play, the ball against Wigan, Eddie. Quite a rarity as Riddell gets an injury as well in that tackle. Palacina, according to the referee, facing the wrong way. You see him probably heading more towards the sideline. And a penalty for Warrington. He's almost a game shifter, isn't he, here now? 27 minutes gone in the game. Wigan starting to build some control.
And Palacina facing the wrong way and just simply stepping over the ball as well. He could have been done twice for that. By the way, you saw Leeds are ahead against Castleford. Castleford have only lost 2 away games all season. They've won the last 4 away. Here, it's Warrington who are in possession. Wigan having to be big on defence against Westwood. Carmont was leaving a little knee in there, was Carmont. Rauhihi for Warrington, spinning and turning. Going down on tackle number 3. Michael Monaghan scheming again at dummy half. And fires the pass to Breers, who fires the pass to Mathers, who gets it away to Breers, who feeds it wide to Riley. And Breers pointed the way then for Riley, straight into Joel Tompkins. Monaghan once again. Here is Vinnie Anderson. Now it's with Matty Bly.
Warrington turning, angle, inside pass all the time, creating all sorts of problems.
Breers, nice little kick to the in goal, but collected by Roberts. He can't get out of trouble though. Breers following up, and with help from his friends. Tony Smith will be delighted with that. But Breers has got another bang on the noggin by the looks of it.
That's the second one throughout the game, and really has put himself in the wars tonight. That was a good follow-up though, wasn't it? Puts the kick in. A lot of players perhaps just stand back and say let someone else do it, but not this fella Breers. He's on fire as well.
Having a very close chat with the physio, who gives the thumbs up to the bench. He wants to stay on, Lee Breers. And Leeds have stretched the lead against Castleford, 14-6. Rauhihi will trundle it back for Warrington.
What a drop kick that was though, Eddie. I mean, it was fully 55 metres, so what it allows you to do as the Wigan team is be happy to concede a repeat set, knowing full well that Pat Richards is going to send the ball right back into the midfield.
Yes, he showed us what he could do in the World Cup in Australia with those goal line dropouts for the Irish, and he's continued it on in the Engage Super League this year. 29 minutes gone first half, 10-4 to Wigan. Warrington though on the attack with Mathers. Monaghan waits, 20 metres away. It's Vinnie Anderson. Here is Louis Anderson. Good tackle by Gleeson, helped out by Tompkins. Last one here for Warrington. Johnson, that was a shocking play of the ball as well. Oh, the pass has come off. Breers taking them on up the middle, dabbing it through. But it's all tidied up by Cameron Phelps.
Try to con the official, Richard Silverwood there, Breers, little neat through, and then it looks as though he's trying to make it look as though he was held back. Was he? Palliasina went pretty late there.
Yes, he was meeting a Wigan sandwich, that's for sure. Carmont grounded by the tackle from Monaghan.
That's the difference between the two sides as well, is that the first and second markers for Warrington, they work in overtime. You can't say the same for Wigan, though that's good play.
Good run from Carmont, gets the ball away to Phelps, who in turn gives it to Tompkins. Wonderful run from Tompkins. Suddenly it's opened up for Tompkins. Important tackle by Bridge. Phelps at dummy half. Wigan looking to get on with it. Good run from Phelps. Great run from Phelps. Wonderful try. Well, I don't know what he wants to look at here. Well, as the ball played with his foot, but for goodness sake, I thought you couldn't do this.
Only you say you can't do it.
No, I was saying let's have a look at that other one for the Warrington try.
Yeah,
I'm told you can't do that. Now we're looking at a play the ball. What on earth's going on?
It's total confusion.
I think he'll disallow this, Eddie. I don't think it did touch his foot.
Well, he's not looking at the foot.
He wants to see whether
his foot. Nowhere near it, Eddie.
He wants to see whether there's a knock on there as well. I think it might have one.
No, he didn't play with his foot, and that's why it'll be disallowed, Eddie.
Well, I'll be amazed if it is. He's not allowed to look at that, Phil.
He's only looking at the knock on, and it didn't. It came off the boot. It came off the boot. He's not looking at the play of the ball. But this is a wonderful effort by Cameron Phelps.
He's asking was it a knock on by the marker,
and it wasn't.
I think he'll give a try, Eddie.
Well, I'm totally confused. The trial given, it is.
Either way, Wigan will not be complaining. Maybe Warrington and their coach Tony Smith will be a little bit confused over that, but take nothing away from this wonderful fullback Cameron Phelps. That was a good individual effort, but the build-up to that was superb. The run by Sam Tompkins. Look at this step, back again, 3 steps. Okay, they got to him in the end. It was good work by Bridge, but he wanted to get on with it. This is the incident. He come off his foot. That's fine. No problem at all. The fullback says, I'm making my way to the line. I think Warrington stopped. They thought it might have been a knock-on. Look, they're struggling to get a line up there. Not the best by Richie Mathers. Great try. Wigan in control at the moment.
Well, there's about 4 things you could have looked at there, because I'm sure he moved off the mark as well. Anyway, the 6 points are given, courtesy of the boot of Pat Richards, and that, by the way, was Cameron Phelps' first try on this ground in 12 months, and what a try it was. Take nothing away from Phelps. The run was outstanding.
Certainly was a combination, as I mentioned. Sam Tompkins jinking his way through, quick play of the ball. I know you make the point, Eddie, in regard that you thought Sam Tompkins walked off the mark, but let's face it, the man who tried, Bridge had done the tackle, okay? He was in the way. He's supposed to have moved away.
Well, he's more concerned about the flailing boot of Sam Tompkins as he tried to get himself away from the tackle of Chris Bridge. He said just be a bit more careful because you might easily have caught him, which is absolutely right as well.
But the rules state is that Bridge had to move away, and that was the only option left to young Sam Tompkins. Either way,
16-4.
Yeah, Wigan are well in charge at the moment.
Good run from Luluai.
That's what they want, Wigan. More from this fella, Thomas Luluai.
Here goes Gleeson, against his former club, of course. And Bridge all over him, and conceding another penalty. 4-2 in Wigan's favour, the penalty count. 16-4 on the scoreboard in Wigan's favour.
Just a little bit confused at the moment. They're getting frustrated at Warrington. No doubt that Richard Silverwood had to blow the whistle on this one. You can see there Bridge trying to turtle him, put him on his back.
Well, you can see what Warrington are trying to do, Steve-O, but Wigan certainly are trying to land on their front, and they're gaining game speed, and that's what's causing this.
Luluai tiptoes through the Warrington tulips. It was a wonderful offload again from between Thomas Luluai and the line, and he just, well, it was a tiptoe right the way through the Warrington defence. Thomas Luluai, the World Cup winner with New Zealand last autumn. He's only missed one game since he joined in 2007. That was because of international duty, and here's his 7th try of the campaign. But watch this offload.
You get the big fellow, sucks them in, gets 3. Step, push, get out of the way. Well, he failed to take the defence on, did Thomas Luluai. Is such a talent. But on this occasion, how about that? A step, a fend, and a try. That'll please the coach, Brian Noble.
3 tries in 6 minutes. Exactly what happened 6 days ago. But then, it was Warrington who were turning the screw. Tonight, it's gone Wigan's way. 22 points to 4 now.
Well, Fielden and Palliasina in the semi-final went onto the field and Wigan were ahead. Fielden and Palliasina entered the fray tonight and Wigan were 4-0 down and they're now 22 points to 4 up. So I'll let you draw your own conclusions.
Outstanding substitutions. Out on the fall from Monaghan, was it? Or Bridge? Chris Bridge.
Well, we praised him, didn't we, right up to the 25th minute mark in regards to their kicking game being spot on, the Wolves, but I'm afraid this is completely off the radar. It's going to take something quite spectacular now for Warrington to get back into this game. They realise they've got to at least get the scoreboard ticking over again before the half-time break. How many minutes to go?
Wigan again on the attack with 5 minutes to go to half-time. Tompkins, short pass. Phelps again, come on, brilliant ball. Good defence. Good defence from Warrington on that occasion. Phelps waits at dummy half. Leeds stretch the advantage against Castleford. Tompkins, almost staggered then in front of the man. This now is Mark Flanagan. Saw his dad actually on the way back from London and boots and all on Wednesday. He's here tonight, Terry Flanagan, to watch his son. He agrees that he's doing well in Wigan's colours. The kick, whoa, that was touched by Kevin Penny. That'll be a goal line dropout.
He really couldn't take the gamble, could he, Kevin Penny? It was a 50-50 call. Does he leave it to go, or does he get embarrassed by the fact that Richards grabs it and scores? He hasn't got much time out there in the corner. Big opportunity, of course, Kevin Penny. Return from loan from Widnes. Certainly a great opportunity now to impress upon the coach, Tony Smith.
Well, Warrington in no rush to take this goal line dropout.
Yeah, well, he spoke before the game, Steve, about Warrington's tactic of kicking to Amos Roberts. I think perhaps it might have been a matter of kicking for Matt King. And obviously Wigan have taken that on board in this game, in that they're kicking for Pat Richards. And my word, is so good in the air that it caused all sorts of problems.
Well, Stuart Fielden has been judged to have come up with a knock-on, and he threw the ball away in disgust. And now it's a penalty to Warrington. And I can see why he is annoyed, because the ball was knocked out of his grasp.
Yeah.
But you can't throw the ball away, and that is classed as dissent. And so it's a Warrington penalty instead of head and feed to Warrington at the scrum.
But we don't have tantrums in our game.
Briers will restart to Westwood. We only have tantrums up here, do we? Westwood's lost it.
No, he's taken out Palliasina. That'll be a head and ball to Warrington.
It's a knock-on.
Palliasina deliberately goes for the ball. The Wigan fans don't like it, but watch Palliasina's arm. Pulls it away. It's going towards the Warrington sticks, so therefore it's a knock-on.
Yeah, one-on-one, but you pulled it forward.
If it had stuck, Palliasina would have got away with it because it was one-on-one.
Eddie, this is a massive 3 minutes, not just in the context of this match, but possibly the season for both of these sides. If Wigan can keep the same lead, then they're going obviously very strong. And the number of errors from Warrington, they've just basically hit the self-destructive button tonight.
Yes, they led 4-0. It's 22-4 now. Draw your own conclusions from that.
Keep it tidy, Vinny!
Joel Tompkins for Wigan. making ground on his hands and knees.
They've just dropped off the pace in defence. That's the biggest problem. They worked very, very hard for the first half of this first half. And I must say that they're not getting their one-line of defence sorted out. They've got to do it, otherwise they're going to be, oh, look at that. Oh, it's intercepted.
It is by Vinnie Anderson. Now, Vinnie's not the quickest, but he's managing to get through them. Palliasina got back to him.
Did you see the look on his face? Anderson looked, saw Palliasina zoning down and thought, where have you come from?
Breers out the back door, finds Bridge. Bridge then to Westwood. Westwood gives it to Penny. He managed to keep that ball off the floor, says the referee. Westwood and Bridge. Tackled by Flanagan, helped out by Palliasina. Monaghan is the dummy half. Breers, Westwood, tackled by Tompkins, wants to get on with it quickly. Here is Monaghan, and Monaghan attacking the line. Oh, it didn't stick on Johnson. To knock on.
Well, that's amazing. That's the first foray we've seen from Michael Monaghan for quite some time. It was one of the key factors from him running from dummy half last week that proved so successful, but yet we haven't seen a repeat of that. We've already mentioned that the tactics of kicking to Amos Roberts has not been duplicated by Warrington tonight.
Heads in, lads, come on. Let's go.
Coming up to the last minute of this first half, the scrum is formed. Wigan have head and feed. Here is Richards. Matty Blythe is there, so too is Vinnie Anderson. Gleeson was the dummy half on that occasion. Here's Mark Flanagan. Leeds 26-6 up against Castleford, coming up to half-time there as well. Luluai stopped in his tracks by the tackle of Matty Blythe. O'Loughlin. Joel Tompkins. Good strength from Tompkins. Plays the ball to Phelps. Phelps saw it went behind the man, and it's deemed to have been a knock-on by Martin Gleeson.
Pushed it there, he's gone forward. Ball's always going forward.
Well, I thought for one moment there was a hand, but it wasn't. I thought Rahi had just got to it, but the official's got it. I'm not so sure about spot on. So you sure? Sure, ref?
6 seconds to go. Referee has held up the clock here because Warrington formed the scrum quickly. Maybe they have a planned move up their sleeve. Breers wide to Bridge, and the touch judge has got the flag up. Foot in touch anyway, but did he get the foot in touch? No, he didn't. Touch judge got that wrong, I'm afraid. Nowhere near the touch, but anyway, the ball was plonked down the Wigan end, and Cameron Phelps just picked it up and booted it into the stand, so didn't matter anyway.